Well, this is our 2000 Mustang GT 4.6 7-Up Edition. And the reason I'm posting this is someone made a joke on one of my comments that I'd be good as a blind salesman. So this is one we're going to do a flip on. We're not finished with it yet. It's got around 70,000 miles, but it is a cool car. We got to fix the paint on the hood, which is fiberglass in this one. You can hear the difference. It's a beautiful car. We got to put a new top on it, but you know, just a little bit of paint. It needs this door handle, which we do actually have. But check this thing out. It is actually in really, really good shape. Check that out. This is actually one of the best Mustangs in the 2000s you can get your hands on, in my opinion. It is a 4.6 second 0 to 60 with a 4.6 V8, and listen to this. Hasn't been started in a while. There it goes. We're gonna pop the hood and take a look. Oh, there it is. This one also has the fiberglass spoiler on the back. Trunk's metal. Fenders are metal. Everything works in this car. Air conditioning, heat, tilt, electric seats, radio. It's a very comfortable riding car. Oh, where is it at here? Come on. Check that out. That is the same engine that they ran in police interceptors. I'm not sure if this is a single or dual overhead cam. This hood's a little heavier than some. But it is a beautiful car. It's got good brakes all the way around. The only things wrong with it is there's a squeak in the rear end, so we're going to put some new clutches in there. But isn't this thing just beautiful? Needs a little bit of TLC, but it's everything anymore. Everything in my yard, at least. Power steering. It is responsive, too. I don't remember if it's got the original radio. You know, I'm not sure if I think that is the original radio. But like nobody's business. Ice cold air. It's a beautiful car. And, you know, I wanted to say this. You know, a lot of people look at me and they say, why do you like working on cars and building hot rods when you're a blind guy? And I'll put it to you like this. We all have our own dreams, and we need to follow those dreams. Do something productive. Try to be something a step above. And think about it like this. Nobody cares about your dreams but you and the people closest to you. And even they sometimes can squash your dreams without even realizing it. That is why your dreams need to be something important to you. Work towards it. How can you listen to someone telling you your dream is stupid, or your dream is this, or your dream is that, when it's not their dream? They're not you. And if they know nothing about that, then it's not really their business in the first place. So, you know, when it comes to working on stuff, I really hope everybody tries to do it. Because here's the thing, you know what you're doing at least a little bit, you can change your own tire, you can change your own oil, you can put spark plugs and a tune-up in your car. There's so much that you can do, and it really frees you in this world, because most shops these days are charging well over $100 an hour. And, you know, if the book says 12 hours with an intermediate level of 14 hours, and that means where the job is particularly difficult, it doesn't matter if it says they can do it in 12, they're going to charge you for 14, and dealerships are up into the $200 sometimes per hour. Whereas, you know, an oil change, you can do that in 45 minutes to an hour on your own. Easy, easy, easy. New filter, new oil, and a lot of the vehicles will say right underneath the hood how much oil they require. And if not, Google it. I mean, no mechanic's a good mechanic unless they're willing to be a YouTube mechanic, because there's so much on a vehicle. There's 30,000 parts on a motor vehicle in a lot of cases. But when you break it down, it's not that difficult. I mean, to keep an engine running, you need fuel, you need fire, you need a transmission to make it go. That's not that difficult. And everything is bolts, everything, and screws, and plastic clips. If you want to know more before you break into something, look it up on YouTube. But I promise you can do it. Just don't let your mind get ahead of yourself. Focus. And if you reach a problem, which there are complications and problems, think. It's usually just common sense. Everything in a mechanical system meshes together to function, every little piece. It's like the butterfly effect. And it's one of the reasons why I find it so interesting, is because it's intricate, but it can be monotonous. But at the same time, you know that everything is going to fit together in a certain way to make a beautiful thing, which is a cacophony of different parts moving together to make something happen. And, with older vehicles, they're much better than you might think. The most reliable powertrain system in existence is a Chevy big block or small block with a Muncie 465 manual and a GM corporate rear end. There is nothing that will touch that. HEI carbureted. There is absolutely not a single thing in this world that will go as far. There is not a single thing in this world that will pull harder. A big block 454 has the same amount of torque, depending on the year, and it's easy to bump up, as any diesel and any pickup you got, shy of the really wild stuff. But even the Ford Power Strokes, they have about the same torque. And, there's a house trailer right there. That trailer was put in this yard with a heavy-duty Chevrolet work truck, not a pickup. This was similar to a top kick, with a big block 454. That's what moved that whole house trailer. That is a 55-foot house trailer. That shed right there was put there with a big block Chevy 1-ton. We've moved. The little tiny shed back here was put here by us in particular with our big block tow truck. You see, there's nothing you can't do if you put your mind to it. And mechanical stuff works a lot better than electrical. This thing's got, this is not even that complicated an electrical system, but it's got a body control module, an ECM, a body control module for each front seat, and it has an interface module. Well, that's a lot versus a 1980 Chevrolet pickup truck with a small block and a manual transmission. It takes 2 wires to make that whole thing run. 2. It's HEI. You need power in to that HEI, and that's about it. You need ground. That's it. Heck, you can push start it, Drop the clutch rolling down a hill. You don't even need that starter, technically, if you want to play that way. But with modern vehicles, it gets overly complicated. In 1959, Cadillac had fuel injection. They had power steering, power locks, power windows, power seats, power radio. Some of the Imperials had push-button transmissions. In 1959, the Cadillac Cyclone, which was a prototype, had radar crash avoidance. Nothing we got today is new. It's really not. And to be honest with you, in the 1980s, there was a Buick, I believe. It was very similar to the kit car from Knight Rider. And it literally had a touchscreen. It was a glass boob tube touchscreen. It was really cool. Didn't work well. Technology wasn't all there. But these things have been done before. And there's no real reason to have a body control module in every single door, every single seat, everything on the air conditioning using their own control modules, interface modules, tranny modules, engine modules, timing modules. At what point does it become so computer over-conglomerated that it produces failure points? The reason the old Chevrolets, like I was talking about, are reliable is they've got an ignition module that big. Just little tiny thing. 3 wires coming out of it. Tach, power, and can't remember what the other one is. But either way, that's really it. there's nothing else that you need. And this, if one control module fails, this car won't run. Air conditioning won't work, won't come out of gear. There's so many failure points that happen because of frying boards, and most of the computers these days are not meant to last over 5 years, and most of them aren't being reproduced. The Yukon that I have no longer has available software for its computer. It has to be a custom tune. So that's my point in saying, look for something a little older. It's a 99. It's not that complicated. It's got 2 body control modules. That's it. And an ECM. But the ECM, the ABS, those are standalone from each other. And the only thing the BCM does is say if the key matches. But if you get yourself something from the 70s like my Corvette, the worst thing you got to work with there is vacuum. And if you look into the diagrams, you can disable a lot of that and not have to use it. Well, anyway, I hope I inspire people to do something because, you know, too many vehicles are getting thrown away, tossed away, garbage, scrapped, and they're dying. The art of working on things is dying, but I promise you, if you start doing it, you will enjoy it. It's actually a lot of fun. Anyway, I hope everybody has a wonderful day today. God bless.